Hey everybody, it's Mike. I'm back again with another training session. This one was actually a practice competition, so hopefully it'll be interesting for you, and we'll get some interesting things. Maybe you can learn something. If you guys, I'll just go ahead and throw this out now. If you guys have any questions that you want me to answer in one of these commentary type of formats, put it in the comments section, or send me an email, or go to the Reactive Training Systems website and put it up there. Any of those options will be good. Comments is probably the easiest though. If you have any questions, that you want me to answer like this, just go ahead and write them down, and I'll see what I can do for you. But this is my practice competition. I did this on March 29th, and obviously I'm getting started out, warming up for some squats, and just going through some squat exercises. There's I guess not a whole lot to cover in this commentary section. This was my second practice competition of the week, and it was actually a good deal better than the first one. And the first one was a good deal better than my competition in the beginning of March. So things are improving, and if you follow my training competition results, things of that nature, my meet in the beginning of March didn't go that great, but things are on the upswing now, which is definitely good news. Um, let's see, still going through some warm-ups here. Um, some things about squat stance. Some people really advocate super wide stances, and then some people advocate narrow stances. The stance width that you need needs to match your body type. You know, there's just no way around it. You know, if you squat with a wide stance and your body's not suited to it, then you're really going to have a hard time as far as making progress in that lift, and you're never going to really reach your potential for that lift. This here is a warm-up set with 515. If you want to find out more about how to figure out what what stance width you need to use with the squat, check out the technique seminar DVD that's on the Reactive Training Systems website. That kind of goes beyond the scope of just some YouTube commentary. But that seminar does a good job of explaining the whole deal and helping you to understand, what it is, how to better choose a squat stance that suits your body type. This is the first attempt. This is 695. That's been my first attempt in practice meets for quite a while now, and so I've got a pretty good database to go off of as far as how well does this move, and based on that, I get a good idea of where I can go from here, what's going to be the possibilities for the day. Um, this one moved all right. It moved better than it did on Monday, um, but there was a little bit of a balance issue, and for some reason, it was just having a hard time focusing today. Not really able to get in the zone like I normally do. This is the second set. This is 725, and even though the 695 set was faster, this one was a little bit slower, and all of my subjective ratings were a little bit higher. So I was a little bit concerned going into the third set, um, but I'll hold on a second and let you watch the 725. So not terrible, but not as good as it has been in the past. So anyway, I wanted to go ahead and load up 755, and I felt like it was there. I wanted to go heavier than that today. My original goal was heavier than 755, but based on how things were going, I figured 755 was probably going to be all that was there. So, I mean, that's what you do on these kind of days. You take what you have and you make the progress you can make, and you keep moving forward. So, this was 755, and it wasn't. It was a pretty tough lift. I'll be honest. It was a pretty tough lift. So there you go. Yeah. So that was 755, and that matched what I had done on Monday. The bar speed was a little bit slower, but it wasn't terrible. So we take that and move on to the next thing. So the next thing is, uh, competition style raw benching. So um, going through the warm ups. The warm ups are pretty quick for this one. Um, yeah, do a 315 single. I did an extra warm up this time. I wanted to do another warm up at 405, and I was able to really flex my traps a lot better, and that really helped a lot. And I know it's counterintuitive to people that are purely academic about how they look at lifting, but man, being up on your traps, having a really strong, solid base of support, that made a huge difference to today's training session. And it probably made the difference between me making my third attempt and not making it. This is my first attempt, 435 on the bar, and just by flexing my traps and having a solid base of support to go off of, that 435 set went quite a bit better than it did on Monday, and it could have been even better than that. But I just don't think I was prepared for. I don't think I was prepared to push as hard as I could have, even, which maybe doesn't make a lot of sense to you, but I don't know how to explain it any better than that. That was 460, so 460 went all right. Not the best, but still better than it did earlier this week. So I went up to 475. Had a little bit of trouble getting set up on this one. It was maybe set up not quite as good as the first two, but still better than it was before. Uh, so really stuck it out. That was a tough lift to make, but really stuck it out, um, and made it. So I was glad to come away with that. So with that 475 lift, that matched what I did on Monday as well. Um, but my deadlift on Monday was awful, and I kind of went over it a lot in my mind to figure out why my deadlift was so terrible earlier this week. And what I ended up coming up with is that it was probably something from a technique standpoint. And I don't have a good way of explaining this, but like I know what my bottom position needs to be before I start the lift. And I think I was just trying to get into that bottom position rather than go through all the steps that I need to do to get into the bottom positions. So I was kind of trying to shortcut it a little bit, and we all know that that really doesn't work at all. Um, so that was my last warm up at 625. So I opened kind of light this time. This is 715. I wanted to open light because I did so terrible on Monday. I wanted to make sure I got some good lifts in. So by going through the steps a little bit better, like I knew right off the bat that things were moving way, way better than they did before. So this is my second set with 755. That was 10 pounds heavier than what I made on Monday, and it moved faster. So I was feeling pretty good going into this. I wanted to go ahead and take 785 and and just keep making some forward progress. So that's what this is. This is 785. Excuse me, 785. So that was a solid pull. Not uh, maybe not the fastest, but that was solid. Solid enough that I went up another 10 pounds, 20 pounds. I went up to 805, and I knew that I was probably getting a little bit fatigued, but I was still confident to try 805. So you can see, got a little forward. That was a pretty slow lift, but I think I was experiencing a little bit of fatigue by then. So that was it. Total 2035. Not the greatest total, but at least it's something to build on. Put in any other questions in the comments section and visit reactivetrainingsystems.com.